you're not online, you don't have a website, you're potentially losing 85% of your customers. Google My Business.
Right.
I think it's a great place to start. It's free. So reviews are so important. They're one of my top things that I tell every client. You can get them. If you believe in your business and you believe in what you do is good, then you can get reviews.
Well, hello, this is Chats with Selenites, and today I have with me Christy.
Hello, how you going?
Good, thank you. Christy is a specialist in SEO, but she has worked a lot, and this is why we've gotten her onto this podcast. She has worked a lot with tradies in the past. In fact, Christy, your partner is a tradie.
He is, correct.
Right. What does he do?
He's an electrician.
Nice. So you help him with his marketing as well?
I have, yes.
Awesome.
Yes, we've started it and we're getting it going, so it's good.
Nice. That's great. And you've worked with a whole bunch of tradies in the past, like plumbers,
electricians, tilers, plasterers, you name it. Every tradie I've pretty much worked with across Australia. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is exciting.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this because we'll kind of start right there. You just said that you're just starting your business with your partner and getting it off the ground.
Yes.
Traditionally with digital not so much with digital marketing. I think digital marketing gives us that edge. But traditionally, the big companies would have the budgets for TV, for newspapers, for the big one pages and the yellow pages. Like back in the day, that was like 50 grand for 1 year. What's changed now that we're online? How can these small players be competitive with some of the bigger ones? What would you say?
Yeah, well, that's right. The trade industry, it's competitive, especially in digital marketing. Something that I've noticed over my time working with tradies is there are some large companies with some large budgets. So being a smaller player, whether you're a sole trader or, just an apprentice on board, I guess the thing is, how can you compete? What I found a lot is these big companies are looking at broad search terms.
Okay,
so
yes.
If you're looking at Google Ads or SEO, for example, and you're on the Sunshine Coast and you're a plumber, your bigger companies might be looking at, emergency plumber Sunshine Coast or, electrician Sunshine Coast.
Or even just plumbing services.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you as a smaller company do what we call, hyper-local, focus on hyper-local SEO. So let's say you're an electrician in Nambour. You can build suburb pages around, Nambour and what you do in Nambour. Or if you're a painter in Coolum, same thing. You focus specifically on Coolum.
Yeah.
So hyper-local SEO is definitely, I think, the way to go.
Awesome.
The other thing is Google My Business, which is free. And the best thing is that no matter how big your budget is, legally you can't get people to do reviews and pay them for it. It has to be a legitimate review. So if you are, doing a good job and you can get those reviews, that really helps you on the maps packs, which is definitely another way to rank as well.
Yeah. Okay, so that's from what I'm getting here is that online, the big players, they'll target the kind of blanket terms, the big national terms. And they have a whole bunch of search volume. But I know for a fact, so you launched a campaign for a painter and it was literally less than a month ago. And he rung through and said, David, within the first week, we landed 2 contracts. Now, the thing, what's the thing that set him apart there?
Well, to be fair, he was one of the only, I guess, painters in his region doing proper SEO in that super hyper local area.
So you didn't go paint to Brisbane because he's in Kilcoy, he's Woodford, Kilcoy area.
Exactly.
In kind of like that North Brisbane area.
Yeah.
So you didn't target Brisbane?
No, we targeted those smaller areas.
Even though the traffic is in the big cities?
Exactly.
Okay.
There's people everywhere that need a painter. That's a wonderful thing about trades businesses is that no matter where you are, somebody will need you. So we started small, which was
that's great.
Kilcoy, and all that. And then we eventually will look at targeting the bigger areas, but start small, get those leads in, get those, first additional few people through the door, and then we can build the campaign from there.
That's cool. And I guess the thing is then, because we're going hyper local, so he's got a location there. Google knows that because he's got an address. The bigger players cannot have an address in every small suburb.
Exactly.
And the thing is with painters, or like you said, any tradies, we look on a local suburb level because we want that person tomorrow.
Exactly.
Or even today. Yesterday, I should say.
Yeah, exactly.
We want him there now. So you're going to look on a local level. It's not a long decision cycle. So it's like, I just need a tradie and I need him now.
Exactly.
So local works really well. Okay, that's a great tip. So that really is the thing that sets the smaller players apart and gives them a competitive edge, that on a local level, they're going to be able to compete because they've actually got a location, whereas some of the bigger ones don't.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so let's say you are a tradie and you're just looking to get started. What's the number one thing that you recommend someone to do? So we discussed your local area is your competitive advantage.
Yes.
Obviously, your service you provide, the quality of service, how quickly you turn up, that's all marketing stuff, and that's important too. But let's say on a getting visibility online, what's the first step a tradie should take?
If you've got absolutely nothing, I would say Google My Business.
Right.
I think it's a great place to start. As I said before, it's free. So, and you're in your local area, which is great, obviously, for the location. You can add photos.
Awesome.
You can get reviews and really start somewhere, and you can rank on that Maps pack, which actually has, a huge volume of people look through it. I know when I'm searching for something, I often use the Maps packs to look at reviews, where people are. So it's a great way to start. That's how I would say initially get yourself going. And then from there, you can build out your social media or look at building a website. But get on Google My Business would be...
That's the number one step.
That would be my first step.
Get your profile out there, because then Google starts to see you as a brand, as a business there. So you start to get history with Google. Okay, that's great. And we'll dive into ads in a moment as well, but literally you can use that profile for ads as well.
Exactly.
So it's versatile. Cool. But we'll get there in a moment. Now, so your Google business profile, so you can set that up. So you can just go to Google, type in Google business profile, and it's free to set up.
Yep.
That's cool. Now, that's organic, so that's free.
Yes.
So you don't pay for ads.
Yep.
So organic is literally SEO as well. So it is within the basket of SEO. But how does SEO differ? So you said you can get a website and things like that. Yep. So how does that differ for a tradie? Like, should they invest in SEO or should they just go with Google Maps?
Well, the thing, as I said before, is almost every tradie in the industry has some sort of competitor already on, have a website with SEO. So if you're not on there, they're technically taking clients from you. Is the best way to look at it. And you just, if you get your website up, have your call to actions there, the services that you have, the suburbs that you have, it's really can make a huge difference. And recently there was a statistic that I read that now 85% of people are Googling for local home service businesses.
Right. So
that means that if you're not online, you don't have a website, you're potentially losing 85% of your customers. So it's an investment, SEO. It's something that, obviously with the painter in Kilcoy, we had amazing results straight away.
Yeah, straight off the bat.
And that also shows that if you're one of the first cabs off the rank in terms of SEO in your local area, it's wins straight away.
Yeah.
If you're in Sydney, it is going to take some time, but there are ways that we can focus SEO to get those wins.
Because you can go down on a region level, say northern suburbs, eastern suburbs, and Sutherland Shires, or in Sydney, for example. But then even within there, you've got your suburbs such as Bondi and things like that, but then also hyper-local within those suburbs.
Exactly.
So and people literally search for those. They use them.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. And that probably tells me too, there's such hype about AI at the moment, and we're well aware of it, and clients are already using it. They are getting found in these AI engines. Yeah. But what I'm seeing for tradies on a local level is that traditional SEO, your Google Maps, your website showing up for those searches is still going to drive a big result for you. So we'll see where the AI goes and everything, but right now it's key to still be on there.
Exactly.
Because it's working. Like, we've got the proof.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wouldn't have a job otherwise, would I? So
that's good. Yeah. So, okay. So that's SEO. So obviously we've got your maps, we've got your Google Places page, Google Business Profile nowadays. That's what it's called.
Yes.
We've just gone through the history of it.
Yep.
Then you've got your website. So that can rank with organic SEO.
Yes.
Now,
correct.
the other way to be found is paid.
Yes.
So we've got Google ads and we've also got Facebook ads. So Meta ads.
Yeah.
Now, let's stick with Google ads first. How would you run them as well as doing SEO or doing the organic?
I mean, of course, obviously you do need to have some sort of a budget. So, where you are obviously differs. If you're in Sydney or Melbourne, it's obviously a lot different to somewhere like the Sunshine Coast or, a smaller area. So you do have to have a budget for it, but they do work as long as you're targeting the right places at the right times.
Correct.
And there's certain ways around this. Like a lot of the big companies will be doing their ads from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. And that is because they want to fill their books for the day.
Right.
So if you're a smaller business that, is happy to book a job for tomorrow or the next day, starting your ads at 10 a.m. and doing them till 2 p.m. can really give you an afternoon job or a job tomorrow. So that's also, there's a few little tactics
that's a great
that you
little
can
hack.
do.
Yeah, that's a great strategy.
Yeah. Some to, still win with Google ads. And the thing that we found too is you don't actually have to be the first, sponsored suggestion. It doesn't always mean you're going to get all of the clicks. Some people will scroll down. So if you are second or third, because your budget's maybe not as big, you still have a big chance of getting those clicks and getting those calls.
So that's good. And then obviously, if you're doing SEO, if you've got the maps and you're doing ads, there's 3 options
exactly
for you to get that click and for them to click through. So it's budget related, but it definitely works.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. So that's your Google ads. Now we love Google for tradies because it's intent based. They're looking for a tradie. They need one now. Yeah. They find someone they're going to call. So whereas in other industries, the sales cycle could be a lot longer. There's a lot more research going on and things like that.
Yeah.
So Google search just works.
Yeah.
And as I said, I think it'll continue to work for a fair while yet.
Yes.
But then we've got Facebook. And how do ads work on there, or is it something that people should use? Should they worry about Facebook ads?
So for tradies, I actually find Facebook ads, a little bit challenging because my biggest thing about here and in my experience is with Facebook ads, they work really well for things like t-shirts, golf clubs, things that you scroll and think that's really cool.
Yeah.
But you don't really scroll on your phone, see an ad for an electrician and think, hey, that's right, I really needed to replace my fan.
Yeah.
So what you can use them for is brand awareness, especially if you're a new company or, opening in a new space. It can be all about brand awareness, using things like reviews in your team. The only thing I would really take the time to invest in Facebook ads is if maybe you're running a deal. Let's say you're a fridgie or an aircon specialist and you're doing $99 aircon cleans in summer. Yeah. That is more of a deal that people go, hey, that's a good deal. Let me give them a call. So I think things like that you can definitely use Facebook ads for. But personally, in my experience, I would be, if you want to use ads, I'd be doing it on Google.
On Google, yeah. So impulse buying kind of works. So if you've got a deal that would make someone take that impulse and buy,
exactly,
that would probably work for a tradie. So so like a check and things like that. Or if it's a bigger ticket item, I guess, and this is where funnels come into it. So you need a full funnel set up for this. But you could be using Facebook to give away a free report. So let's say you're doing bathroom renovations or something like that. That's a big job. That can be anywhere from, I don't know, 15 grand to 50 grand, depending on your bathroom. Yeah. Now, that's not an impulse buy. You're not just going to go straight to Google and hire the first person to do your bathroom renovation. But if you're in the market for that and then someone does like a report for 7 mistakes to avoid before renovating your bathroom, you could start getting them then into your ecosystem.
Exactly.
So that's where a funnel comes in.
Yes.
Not bias straight away, but you can really go broad and get these kind of people in for high-end jobs.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where Facebook ads would work for more lead generation for that stuff. But if you want bookings and stuff, your recommendation is go straight to Google.
Yeah, and that's where I find most tradies are, is I want leads and I want them now, which is understandable. But, if you have the time and I guess, you know, the marketing expertise behind
Do a full funnel.
to do a full funnel. It's definitely worth it in the long run.
Yeah, it works. It builds your brand, and we've done it, but yeah, you can't beat Google on the ROI.
Exactly.
It's just, it's a machine for tradies.
Yeah, it is.
You run your ad, calls come through.
Exactly.
It's and yeah, it is. It gets competitive. So, for example, we run a Google Ads campaign for an electrician, and it's so competitive because he's on a limited budget that if he was doing that himself, he would just blow his budget all the time. So our ad strategist, Pat, he's literally in there daily checking, what can I run here? What are the patterns and things like that? So I guess that's where it gets to a stage where you have to trust the professionals in these more competitive industries.
100%.
I think, in the non-competitive industries, so example, the painter and things like that, where there's no one else doing marketing, that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're going to compete, example, plumber Eastern Suburbs or plumber Sunshine Coast, or this one here, electrician Sunshine Coast, you got to be switched on.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're going to be wasting a lot of money very quick.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, that's good. Cool. So we talk Facebook ads. What about organic? Because I remember when Facebook came out and our clients were like, oh, we got to be on there. We got to be funny, this and that.
Yeah.
What about organic posting? So just doing posts on your Facebook page.
And social media.
Is that Facebook, Twitter, X now, Instagram. Is that something you recommend tradies should spend their time doing?
I do. And I've actually had a couple, quite a few conversations with tradies about this, because I think the biggest thing I've noticed is tradies love tradies. So they watch other tradies out there and they think, I want to make a social media profile like that. And I'll give you an example. There's a plumber that my partner actually follows, and he goes through and shows all of, the gross plumbing things. He swears, he does all this stuff, very funny and entertaining. But as a homeowner, I don't look at him and think, you would treat my, home with, let's say, so much respect. Are you going to turn up on time? Are you going to be reliable? And while he has, I don't know, maybe 10,000 followers on Instagram, majority of them are other trades. And that's fine if you're, looking for other trades to pick you up. But I don't think this guy is. And I'm not saying he's not doing well in business, but it's technically not the way to build your brand. You want to think, what are people looking for? The homeowners, let's say you want to do the mum and dad jobs. What are they looking for in a tradie? They're looking for someone reliable, generally cost effective. They're looking for someone professional, that's friendly, helpful, transparent, all of those things. So how can I bring that across?
Awesome.
And that's, things like showcasing reviews, showcasing your team, giving tips and tricks that maybe you've seen from other people's houses on other jobs.
The work you've done.
Exactly. Before and afters are a great one. You can get creative with them. Obviously, video converts a lot better than photos, but I understand some people don't want to be on camera. But if you're on there, you're starting that whole brand awareness cycle, which is the most important thing. That's
good. Because, so good for one part straight away. Take off the pressure.
Yes,
you don't have to be an influencer.
No.
You don't have to be a larrikin. If you're more of an introvert or something like that, that's okay.
Yes.
So that's not a problem. So that's good. So that takes the pressure off. So instead, flip the script and be more helpful to your target market. So understand, who am I selling to? Okay, it is local people, homeowners that need this.
Yes.
So be helpful for that target market. That's good. I think the other thing that we're probably seeing with socials is just validation. So they come in via Google, they maybe even book the job, the next place they're going, and this is where AI is coming in as well, but right now, the next place they're going is to your social profile. Are these guys active? And then if you can demonstrate what you just said, if you got your before and afters, your testimonials, you really seal that sale.
Exactly.
So that's probably validation is a real big thing. And this is where AI is going, where people are going to Reddit, where they're going to ChatGPT or even Google AI to get a review of that company. So rather than you doing all the research, the AI does it for you now. But if you don't have the social profile, AI has nothing to pull in.
Yes.
So it's critical to have that. So that's really cool. All right. So social media, it's a yes, but you got to do it right.
Yes.
Don't just be an entertainer.
Yeah.
That's great. You'll get views, but you probably attract the wrong audience as well in the process.
Exactly.
Cool. So if you are selling to tradies though, that may work.
It's great. I mean, yeah, it will work.
Yeah. So I've got an example too, actually, for Facebook. So there's this builder, and he's showing how the different drills work.
Yeah.
And it's like, your target market doesn't care about that.
Exactly.
Other tradies, and things like that, they're gonna care, but like your target market doesn't care. They're gonna care how much you charge, how quick can you do it, and how good of a job is it gonna be.
Yep.
So all right, so that's cool. So you touched on this right at the start. So one of the things, and this is important for AI as well, because AI will pull in your reputation. But let's talk reviews.
Yes.
How important are those for tradies? And so let's start there, and then let's go into where can we get reviews, and how does it all work?
Yeah. So reviews are so important. They're one of my top things that I tell every client. You can get them. If you believe in your business and you believe in what you do is good, then you can get reviews.
Okay.
They're really good for keywords too. Like if someone was to say, let's say you're a plumber, and they say, Jimmy was excellent. He came out to my home in Forest Glen and fixed my block drain. You've got Forest Glen, you've got, block drain, everything there.
Okay, so it's an optimized review.
Exactly. And whilst you can't, legally there's, limits around what you can and can't, tell people to review. People will naturally do that too. If people believe in your work and are really happy with your service, they're going to want to review.
Right.
So on top of that, with reviews is replying to your reviews.
Okay.
Because I see so many tradies that, and other businesses in general, that have these amazing reviews and have never replied to them.
Okay.
And it's not hard, get on there every 3-4 days, depending how many reviews you're getting, and reply. You only need to say thanks so much. You might be able to, keyword drop a bit in there too.
Right.
Really, it was really great helping you fix your block drain. Thanks so much for choosing us. That sort of thing. Super easy. So reviews are really important.
Yep.
And for tradies, there are pretty much, endless ways you can get them. But the couple of ways I would suggest
What's your recommendation here?
Number one is either when you're there at the job.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, exactly. So when you go in, you've finished it, and they say, thanks so much, have a chat with you, whatever they may do. So it'd also be really great if you could leave a review. And with that, you can get QR codes on your phone where they can leave a review. You can have a little message set up where you can send them a link. You can do anything to get them to leave that review. Now, obviously, you probably don't want to hover over them while they're leaving the review. It's a bit of good faith that they will. And then the other option is a lot of tradies are using ServiceMate, Tradify, platforms like that. They have SMS email systems that you can automate with every single invoice you send out. So 2 weeks, 2 days, whatever you feel is appropriate. I generally think don't leave it too long. So I think maybe 2 days after
it's
payment.
in their memory bank.
Exactly. You say, thanks so much. We love serving you. We'd absolutely love if you could leave us a review. Send them the link. Not everyone's going to do it, but you'd be surprised how many people will. So.
But you got to be active with it.
Exactly.
It's a numbers game.
Yes.
But if you're not active, you're not going to get none.
Exactly. And it's almost this snowball effect I see a lot where people have 2 or 3 reviews and they're like, how am I going to compete with these people that have 50 or 60 reviews?
Right.
And then once you get the confidence to ask, or you set up that automation to, send the link and send the Google review, the next time you look, they've got 30 reviews and you go,
there we go. And I always say this to clients. So let's say people are deciding between 2 tradies and you're in the Google Max pack. One tradie has 50 plus reviews, one has 2. Where's the click going to go? Like it's a no-brainer. You know where you're going to click, or you're at least going to check out that person's 50 reviews. And if they're all good, you've already made half the sale because all the proof is there. Exactly. So I agree. Reviews is a key part. It's free. It's not anything you have to pay for. And that's probably why they're so powerful. They can't really, it's hard to manipulate them. But I'll say this again, these AI platforms are pulling this information in. So not only will it help convert the sale or the booking right there and then in your Google Places listing, it will actually put you in and get you found and cited in the AI platforms for reputable plumber or reputable tiler. That's the word. So many trades. No, that's really good. Okay, so we've crosswalked a lot already. We looked at for digital marketing, we looked at that. All right, so the other thing that I wanted to talk about is a little bit on the website. So we haven't really touched on the website too much.
Yeah.
Does it need to be a big, beautiful website with lots of flashbang stuff going on, like the Apple website, for example? Yeah. Or what are the essential things on a website?
Well, there's a couple that I would always suggest. First and probably most obvious is a CTA, like a good, easy, up in the corner, wherever it may be.
And CTA stands for?
Call to action.
Right.
So
whether
it's your book online, you really want to have a book online or a quote button and a call button, because you have two different people in this world, introverts and extroverts, and you have to cater to them both. Some people want to, get a quote online. Others want to call you straight away and find out. So they have to be, probably your most two important things. Make sure they work. Make sure they go where they're supposed to go.
So top right-hand corner. So that's where the eye follows.
Exactly.
Cool.
The next thing would probably be your services and where you are located. So you don't need a huge amount of information on this to start with, especially, but make sure people know that you are a plumber or you are an electrician. If you're 24 hours, make sure they know that.
That's there.
If you are a tiler and specialize in mosaic tiling, make sure they know that. So
this is marketing now. What makes you unique? Make sure you let your customers know.
Exactly.
Your prospects.
Then I would say forms. These are something that I've had a lot of interesting conversations with people over the time, is that a lot of forms are too long. So when you go to fill out a quote, or you just, shopping around for maybe a plumber to change your shower head or something, it's not an urgent job, and you're putting in your details, you don't want to be there for 15 minutes telling them, every detail about your life, your address, everything that. And I do know that a lot of platforms like ServiceMate and the forms that integrate, want to do this, but we really, really see a decline in people actually converting when that is the case. So really what you need is their name, their phone number, and or their email, because if you are doing your sales, you pick up the phone, you call them, you're going to get all the information you need anyway.
Do the follow-up call.
Exactly.
So that's for tradies doing kind of more your low-end jobs. So that's cool. Now for we've got another client, and he's still a tradie. It's a construction firm, but again, high-end projects like 50 to 100K projects. Different story. You want to get a qualified lead, because you don't want to deal with people that can't afford your services.
Exactly.
That's really good. So that really kind of winds things up for us today. So we've talked about, if you want to get on there and you don't have anything at all, start with your Google business profile.
Exactly.
That's the number one spot. Then if you've got budget, run ads. So we recommend Google ads to start with. Do SEO, because that kind of broadens the scope for you. On your Facebook, do stuff that resonates with your audience, and don't try and be funny if your audience doesn't want you to be funny. It's just helpful. And just get those basics right on the website. Have the call to action button in the top, a phone number. And I'll probably, one hack that I'll share that we have found with phone numbers is that for tradies, mobiles work like magic. Don't put a 1300 1-800 number. Put a mobile number, and your conversions will go through the roof, because they think they're going to talk to the person. So it doesn't have to be you, the tradie. It could be anyone, but the phone number lets people believe I'm going to actually get a person there, not an operator or something like that.
Very true.
That's true. Cool. All right. Well, that's all for today.
Perfect.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this Chats with Selenite series. Everything tradies. If you've got any questions around that, if you are a tradie and you want to work with Christy and the team, reach out to us at websites@sell.com.au. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time, Christy.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on another episode.
See you then. Thanks.